1, 2, 3, go!
Kind of describe the songwriting process for you guys and how you guys come up with the music that you play at your shows and put on the CDs and things like that.
It's real easy with these guys because, like I said, we're all about the same age group. We grew up in the same, scene. So we grew up going to see the same bands, and we've all been influenced by pretty much the same bands. Now that's kind of cool because we're so old now. It's such a wide array of music that when we write songs, they're very varied. So some songs sound like more like the extreme, hardcore era of like the '80s, and then some are a little bit more, kind of oi influenced. Like English oi, and some are like old school California punk. So it's pretty easy. Every riff that Joe comes up with or Dave comes up with, I hear it, and it jars a memory in my head of some band that I've been influenced by, and I automatically pretty much can come up with a beat for that. And then I can also, sometimes I can play something on the drums that will actually spark something in them. They'll hear that drum beat or the drum fill or whatever, and they'll go, okay, I know what to put there. And it just goes real quick. We wrote those songs for that record, real fast.
It all just flowed pretty much.
Yeah. Lyrics, that's another story. Because everyone thinks they can be, write lyrics. It's especially like when you're in a band like ours, we know the lyrics are everything. Because when you put the record out, those kids are going to learn those lyrics, and they're going to come to your show and you're going to sing them. So if you write some really dumb stuff, you're going to have to hear it right in your face, and you might not be so pleased with what it sounds like, when you hear a whole crowd of kids shouting it. So you want to, it's like you don't want to be too prolific, because it kind of goes over everybody's heads if it's too like out there and personal and artistic, but you don't want to write too basic either. So that's the toughest thing, is lyrical writing.
Keeping it in the middle, pretty much.
Yeah, just something that everybody can relate to, but make it, still, something that they can kind of feel in their heart,
What are some of your influences, you personally or some of the other members of the band? What other bands, as you growing up, or other, types of music have influenced you as a musician?
Well, I listen to pretty much everything. I listen to a lot of Latin music, especially like Cuban, Puerto Rican salsa. I listen to a lot of cumbia. It's kind of how I learned Spanish. I originally kind of started listening to it so I could practice Spanish, and then I fell in love with the music. I listen to a lot of reggae, a lot of old Motown, doo-wop from the '50s. Just, the list goes on. I listen to anything that's very kind of raw, human, emotional music. I like, and never really like pop music, dance music. Just never really touched me. Some people like it. I'm not judging people for liking, sappy pop music, but it's just never really, got me too fired up. Yeah.
Get to you.
So, I've listened to pretty much everything, but as far as writing and what I play, I guess my musical culture is pretty much all based in like early '80s punk rock and hardcore.
Okay. How do you feel you guys as a band and the music you play together, how has it evolved, if you feel it has evolved, since you guys first started? Or you guys are pretty much stuck to your basic roots?
Yeah, I think at our age, really evolving, I don't think that's really going to happen, like I said, because, our hard drives upstairs are pretty much loaded up. We've been listening to this music for, I don't want to, put myself out there, but we're coming up on 30 years, so it's, that's a lot of information and a lot of influence, and I don't think songwriting-wise, we're really going to evolve much. We know what we're about. We're comfortable with who we are, so we're pretty much, going to be writing and saying. You're going to hear different types of songs, and they're all going to be different. But we're not, we're not going to be, putting out Dark Side of the Moon anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay. What do you so you guys play local venues. What are the local venues that you usually guys play, or is there any specific venue that you guys just love?
What local venue?
Well,
it's really only
spot.
one. It's pretty much Churchill's in this town, and that's it. We all love it, the whole Miami punk scene. We all love the idea of like expanding beyond our borders and like having other options of other clubs to play, but it's just really been difficult. I mean, I recently did a show at Eve, which was the old White Room, and that was all right. We promoted it well, and it sounded great in there, and we'll continue to do shows there. You know, we'll see how it goes, but it's just really difficult because one, it's a very small musical genre in Miami at least. So, and you know, and the kids are kind of on an autopilot. They know to check Churchill's calendar. They know to go to Churchill's on every Friday, Saturday night. They're gonna see some type of band that they like. And live music is just not a very big seller in Miami. You know, there's very few consistent venues that do it. So that's been pretty much it. I mean, we've played, when we get on the bigger shows, we'll play like Revolution or like, you know, House of Blues up in Orlando, Janice Landing over in Tampa. We'll play the bigger venues, but that's only if we get on a show with like a Rancid or a Pennywise, no effects. But local shows, pretty much it's going to be Churchill's. Every once in a while we'll try another spot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's like a complete disaster.
When you guys are performing, you know, at your Churchill shows, what is it, what's that one song, or is there a couple of songs that you just love to perform, that you guys just really prefer to perform out there and you feel that it really gets the crowd going?
Yeah, I guess in Miami, because you know what I mean, the kids know all our songs, so there's they love this. We have one song called Stand United. It's like a cool, like, real sing-along always song. And since that one, we've been playing that one for like a year or so now. I mean, they love that one because it's a real catchy chorus. And I mean, who did, you know, Stand United? I mean, come on.